The calm at HYBE's headquarters was shattered in a single moment, when images of Jin and Jungkook stepping off a private jet in Tokyo began spreading across social media. No official announcement, no warning, and no PR buildup preceded their arrival. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Hashtags trended worldwide, fans demanded answers, and industry insiders whispered about chaos inside HYBE's control rooms. Why did the company panic so suddenly? What could possibly lie behind this unplanned appearance that disrupted months of tightly managed schedules? Reports suggest that HYBE executives were blindsided. The Japan trip was not part of any scheduled event, promotion, or filming project. Even senior staff reportedly learned of it only after fan videos surfaced online. For a company known for precision and secrecy, this was more than an inconvenience. It was a crisis. The fact that Jin, recently discharged from military service, appeared publicly alongside Jungkook, who has been on a high-profile solo trajectory, immediately raised questions. Was this an innocent reunion or something HYBE desperately tried to keep under wraps? Jin's quiet return to public life was expected to follow a calculated rollout, gradual appearances, carefully chosen interviews, and emotional moments that reintroduced him to fans after military service. Yet his sudden flight to Japan, especially accompanied by Jungkook, shattered that narrative. Some sources close to the entertainment industry claim that HYBE was unprepared for the emotional magnitude of this reunion. Others hint at deeper issues, perhaps creative disagreements, or even the members asserting more control over their personal and artistic choices. Could this be a moment when BTS, even in partial form, acted independently of their management for the first time in years? What's striking is the contrast in tone between the two idols. Jin, composed and calm, carried himself with a maturity honed by military discipline. Jungkook, usually energetic and bold, appeared introspective, almost guarded. Observers described his demeanor as protective, even deferential toward Jin, suggesting a dynamic shift in their relationship. The moment the two were seen walking side by side, avoiding cameras yet staying close, sparked a flood of emotional responses online. Fans called it healing, symbolic, and deeply personal. But inside HYBE, sources claim it triggered an entirely different emotion: fear. Why fear? Because this moment was unscripted. For a company that has built its success on narrative control, Jin and Jungkook's actions represented unpredictability. Their trip didn't fit any PR calendar, and their silence defied corporate messaging. No hashtags, no teaser posts, no official photos, only raw, fan-captured footage that the world consumed hungrily. HYBE's internal communications reportedly entered containment mode. Staff were told not to comment online. Digital teams monitored trends hourly. Crisis response drafts circulated. And yet, nothing was released. The company's silence was its loudest statement, one that only intensified speculation. Some fans interpreted the event as a signal of unity, perhaps a secret project or documentary in progress. Others, more skeptical, wondered if this was an emotional reaction to something private, a health concern, a creative burnout, or even a disagreement within the team. Was HYBE's panic justified, or was it self-inflicted by years of overmanagement? The company's inability to control this narrative exposed how fragile its grip on the BTS mythos had become. Adding to the intrigue, the other members remained completely silent. RM, usually articulate on social media, hasn't addressed the topic. Jimin's online absence deepened the mystery. Suga, recovering quietly from surgery, declined all press inquiries. V, attending fashion events in Europe, posted only cryptic photos. J-Hope, serving his military duty, wrote a letter to fans emphasizing unity, a subtle reminder that BTS's story has always been bigger than the brand managing them. Could their silence be coordinated solidarity or quiet frustration at how their agency handles private matters? The emotional symbolism of Japan in BTS's history cannot be ignored. Japan was one of the first countries to embrace the group before their global breakthrough. It's where some of Jin's most heartfelt solo performances took place, where his warmth and humor transcended language barriers. To see him return there after years of separation with Jungkook by his side feels almost poetic. But was it poetry or protest? Was this a carefully coded message to their fans, a reminder that BTS's essence has always belonged to its members, not its management? The visual details from that day only deepened the mystery. Jungkook adjusting Jin's face mask. Jin gently steering Jungkook away from flashing cameras. These gestures spoke of brotherhood, intimate, authentic, and unscripted. Yet for HYBE, every unscripted moment is a risk. Analysts suggest the company's panic was less about what happened and more about what it represented, BTS moving beyond the brand. A self-directed moment of connection that escaped corporate framing. As the frenzy spread, social media turned into an investigation board. Fans dissected flight data, timestamps, outfits, and even background noises. Theories multiplied, some claiming this trip marked the start of a secret project, others arguing it was a symbolic act of rebellion. But amid all the noise, one question kept resurfacing: why now? Why did Jin and Jungkook choose this precise moment to reunite publicly, and why did HYBE seem so unprepared? Perhaps the real story isn't about panic or secrecy. Perhaps it's about the natural tension between human emotion and corporate control. BTS, after all, has always walked the line between art and institution, sincerity and strategy. When Jin and Jungkook stepped into that Tokyo airport, they may not have been breaking rules. They might have been reclaiming ownership of their narrative. Still, we must ask ourselves, how much of what we see is real? Are we witnessing a genuine reunion or a perfectly timed emotional spectacle? Could the panic at HYBE be a calculated silence designed to amplify curiosity? Or are we, as fans and observers, feeding into a cycle of sensationalism without realizing it? As always, the truth sits somewhere between fact and feeling. Our information comes from various online sources, fan footage, social media posts, and industry whispers, all of which must be viewed critically. It's easy to be swept away by emotion, by headlines that echo through timelines, but reflection is necessary. Are we interpreting authenticity or consuming performance? One thing remains clear: Jin and Jungkook's quiet arrival in Japan has done what no official campaign could. It reminded the world that BTS is not just a global brand. They're individuals, bound by history, emotion, and brotherhood. And perhaps that is what HYBE feared most, the moment the members themselves took back the story. Let's go deeper, beyond the noise, beyond the trending hashtags, beyond the breathless headlines. What if everything we've seen about Jin and Jungkook's mysterious trip to Japan isn't what it seems? What if this panic inside HYBE isn't the product of chaos, but the result of carefully crafted timing? And what if, in our hunger for emotional connection, we've become part of the spectacle itself, reacting exactly